Hey guys, it's Stephanie here from Oh You're Lovely. In today's tutorial, we're gonna go on a little field trip. Yes, we are. We are going to go and look to find some mixed metal vases to do what do we want to call this? We're gonna call this a mixed metal centerpiece. Yep, that's what we're gonna call it. All right, get your jackets on, get your hood, hats, mittens. If you're watching this in the summer, don't get any of that. And let's go take a quick little field trip. Look what I found. All right, I'm gonna get these. They are 90 cents a piece. And then we're gonna head to one more thrift store and see if we find a few more really cool metal pieces. All right, so I did not film in the other thrift store because I found nothing. Well, I did find something, but it was insanely expensive for what this project's going to be. So, it was like $8 for a little like gravy boat silver, and I'm sure it's pure silver or something, but I'm not spending that for this project, what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. So, I'm going to go through my own stash in the studio, and I'll check you over there. Okay, so the thrift store field trip, road trip, wasn't as successful as I'd hoped. However, I have a stash of, well, this is one of them we found at the thrift store. I have so many metal little bowls, vases, all the goodness, because I have a problem. I used to have a vintage thingamajig, that's what it was, and I collect things. I collect lots of things, and then I forget where I put said collectibles. I have some more metal pieces, but I couldn't find them in time to do this tutorial with y'all. So this will work. We are going to make a cohesive mixed metal centerpiece to put into a table or at your home, or whatever you want to use this for. So let's jump into the tutorial and go over the entire supply list. For this tutorial, you are going to need a whole bunch of vases. If you want them to be mixed metal, awesome. If you want them to be all sorts of different size, shaped, but all similar colored vases, awesome. That's what you need. We're going to use all cream flowers, Sola flowers this time around. I am going to use a few that we have already painted the centers so that they look like anemones. Then we need some greenery. I have individually stemmed all of the greenery because we're working with tiny little vases, so we need tiny little pieces of greenery, and we're gonna use this greenery throughout the whole thing so that it's cohesive. Optional, I used crack filler. We've used this in other tutorials. I'll try to remember to link it into the description. You can use crack filler to fill in your vases if you do not need if you're okay with it being a permanent solution. You can also use something like green floral foam. Make sure it's the dry floral foam. That's really hard for me to say. It's like a tongue twister, but it's not. Instead of the wet floral foam, that tends to just start to break apart while you're putting stems in there, so use the dry green floral foam. Whew, that was tough. We also are going to take one of these guys. I had a round domed half circular one. Can't find it. Shocker. So we're going to use this instead. It's going to be great. Perfect. And optional, I'm going to use, I think, we'll see if we're going to use these or not. These are brew me. I have to say it that way, otherwise I never say it right. We're going to use those as well in this tutorial, most likely. All right, enough of me chit-chatting. Let's just get to creating. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I am going to add some hot glue to the bottom of this foam to put this in the metal container. You can also use something like E6000, works just fine. I'm also only going to use one of the three of these silver chalices, I guess you would call them. And what I did was I actually took one of the longer cylinders, and let me just show you. When you put it in the cup, it's way too long because of it being tapered down. So I just cut it to size that I want, popped it in there. I'm not gonna add any glue to it. If it starts to lift, I might add glue, but I think we should be fine. Okay, enough of the little detail parts. And also, if you're using metal in particular and you're hot gluing, I know this is common sense, but the metal's gonna be hot. Be careful, please, especially if you're using very hot glue. you can burn your fingers, so be careful. And now let's get to creating. That's my favorite part. I haven't any clippers for this. These stems are fairly long, so we're just gonna see where we need to. You can also add some moss to this if you want to hide the foam or the greenery. I'm not going to. I might regret that later. We shall see. Also, the ruscus that I'm using, it's a little bit it hangs a little bit, so I want my wires to be a little bit shorter on that. I just realized y'all can't see what I'm doing if I have others like in the way. I want those stems to be shorter so that I don't want it to hang all the way to the floor. That's not the kind of arrangement that I'm going for. We're just gonna fill this. This is probably the biggest of them, so this is gonna take up the most amount of greenery. And again, when we first start this, it always looks like a hot mess. It's okay, it'll be all right. I'm just gonna go through different ones and put the greenery where I want them in different vases. Now this one, because it stands high, that's okay that this drapes down a little bit. It'll be cute that way. Let's grab, I have some that I did not stem individually. We're gonna use those for this big vase. And then we're also gonna use that for this guy too, I think. If I have more of them, good. I have a couple of them, perfect. That's just going to spread our greenery a little bit more so we can get it done quicker. So I'm all about efficiency when it comes to this type of arrangement. I had to step away for a minute at the camera, and then I started working again and forgot to press record. So it happens. In the middle of this, I realized I'm not gonna have enough greenery. I just don't think so. So what I've done is I've already gotten all of the eucalyptus. Guys, I know, this looks like a hot mess. It usually does until you get close to the end. So just have faith in the process, just keep on working. But I'm going to be adding, I don't know if you can see it from here, but we've got this other kind of eucalyptus. It is a little bit of a different tone. We've got a lot of blue tones going on. This has a slight yellow tone to it. So we're gonna see if that works. I think it's going to. I think it's gonna be just fine. But if we decide it doesn't look right, we take it out and we find a different greenery. But I think, I'm feeling pretty confident in this. So I'm gonna keep building up our greenery, and then we'll get to adding flowers. So we've got a little bit of ways to go. So we'll speed this up and we'll keep adding greenery. Greenery. Let's just be honest. I also grabbed some of this gumdrop eucalyptus we have in the shop and added a little bit in there as well. That also then pulls in that little bit of yellow undertones. We're gonna start putting in some flowers. Let's see if the flowers fill in that space. This one in particular has been a little bit of a pain. Sorry, but you have. So it is the biggest one, which is one of them that you would be like, not so sure about that. So what I'm gonna do, because again, I wanna fill in this space, I'm gonna start with the larger flowers and really let those kind of fill in that space. And I have a little bit more ruscus and a little bit more of the gumdrop eucalyptus, and we'll add that in there as needed. Okay, I feel a little bit better about this already. What I'm doing is I'm kind of moving the greenery around in between. So as you can see, there's like greenery spaced in between there. So there's a little bit of interest to our eyes as we space these out. I'm also going to use the Bruni. Again, I know it's not, I pronounce it weird, so I have to space it out. Otherwise I don't say it right. We're gonna use that as well. So that'll help add a little bit of interest. And I have enough of those that I have one for each vessel, if you will. So again, keeping everything cohesive but different at the same time. Okay, much better. I feel much better about this now. Whew, I was a little nervous, y'all. I was a little nervous. When you're putting in the preserved into the crack filler, it is sometimes difficult. The Brunia has a thicker kind of woody stem, so it works, it doesn't break off as easily. And watch, I'll probably just jinx myself. Other preserved type greenery though, it might be harder to use for crack filler, and it might not be the best option to use that in those type of arrangements if you're gonna be using a preserved filler in there. All right, feeling pretty good about this one. Let's move on to the next. You guys, I think we did it. Oh, look at that. You guys, it came together. It was a little hairy scary in the middle. At least it was for me. Was it for you as a viewer? Let me know in the comments. I was a little nervous, but it came together. I'm envisioning if this was my big event, each of the tables would have either a larger centerpiece by itself, or you could take, let me move these, like 2 of the smaller chalices and pop them together for a cute little thing, and a number right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? But it came together. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. It came together. We are set. If you guys love this tutorial, love what we're doing around here, make sure to subscribe and to ring that bell. And to find out about the 100 different Sola style flowers we carry in the shop, make sure to check out ohyourlovely.com. And until next time, this is Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye guys.